made it through another week. I'm glad to be back in the kitchen. I'm ready. Kimmers, thank you for the tier 2 resub. 37 months in a row. Insane. And then Oko coming in as well. Thank you very much for the 28 months in a row. I swear it was just your 2 years. Where did the last like 4 months go then? Right? The time goes by so fast. It's crazy. So I hope you're all having a good day. I'm having a good morning. It hasn't really stopped snowing here in 3 days, so that's been interesting to watch all morning. It's like the nicest like big snowflakes just like slowly falling through the air. It's been really beautiful and like calming, I would say. I did a really good grocery shop this morning as well. I was done grocery shopping at 8 in the morning. I don't know if anyone else gets up super early to go shopping before everyone else, but that's me. It felt so good, and I also got another free piece of meat from the store this week. So I picked up a ham for free for 10,000 points. It was like $30 worth of meat. So excited to have that tomorrow. And yeah, other than that, Sam finally made it up to work. We lucked out, had like an extra week together, which was crazy. I ended up making 7 trips back and forth to the airport. And it's like anywhere from like 40 minutes to an hour every time one way. I was the only one in the one store I went to this morning, Kimmers. It was just me and like the workers in the store and the security guard. That is it. It was so funny. You just finished working? What the heck, at 7 p.m.? Normally you get to finish groceries before Kate stream, but with the time shift. Oh, did you have time shift this week for Europe? And you still gotta go do groceries? Well, hopefully at like 7 p.m. it should be pretty quiet at that time, right? Although I could be wrong, because I remember like Europeans really eat late compared to us. Because like anytime after 7 p.m. here, most of the things are pretty dead. Oh, you still have another week. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like I'm like finally getting back into routine again. So let's get cooking. Also, it's my brother's birthday today, so I'm gonna make him a cake that my mom always used to make for us when we were young, because we're both March babies. It's a chocolate cake with strawberries and cream. It's going to be busy as heck still, Oak, especially on Friday. Everyone buying booze and snacks for parties. That sounds so lovely. I was like thinking, just like being out and about recently, like everyone here, I don't know if it's just like who I'm around, but like everyone seems kind of sad in Canada. I don't know, it's pretty depressing. Like you don't really see people buying like booze and snacks and stuff because they like seriously can't afford it. It was like, whoa, it's kind of weird. But here's our menu, and thank you very much, Kimmers, saving up your pots and pans points for one of my like favorite easy meals, I would say. To me, turkey pot pie is easy. You could also make it with chicken, but we had leftover turkey from the one that we got last week for free. I just roasted off yesterday the last turkey breast as well as the leg, because you shouldn't leave raw meat for more than a week. It'll go bad, right? So I roasted all the turkey off yesterday, and then today we can just pick the meat off of the bones to make the pot pie. And I already had some pastry in the freezer, just a couple little discs. So we'll roll that out today. And the recipe I actually linked is from Sally's Baking Addiction, and that is where we got the pastry recipe from. So she links it in that recipe too. I was so excited to find that yesterday. Super nice. Yeah, I was like, oh, well, I might as well make this, right? Because I have everything. And like recently, this style of dish, like kind of a skillet, casserole, etc., I've been really liking making in a skillet in my cast iron pan. I shouldn't be eating a ton of wheat, so I thought that we would not put a bottom crust. I typically always put a bottom crust as well as a top crust with my pot pies, and I'll like make little individual portions. But for this today, I think we'll sneak a little like potato in for extra starch, and we'll just cover the top layer with the crust and then bake it. Because I don't need a ton of leftovers anymore, right? Samo's gone. Hi, Michael, welcome in. Same with Bossman and Little Mama Silva. Hope you guys had a good week. Love your face. Thanks. Going to get Kitty's food, Oko. Get dressed and do your groceries. Okay, we'll be here. Good luck out there. Okay, so those are the two recipes. The pot pie is there. Same with the chocolate cake. So this chocolate cake recipe, my mom just has it like written out on a really scraggly old piece of loose leaf paper from a family friend is where this recipe came from. But I was looking online and I found like the same recipe because I know that the chocolate cake uses oil as well as coffee in it, which is like two kind of things that most chocolate cakes don't have, right? So I looked that up and I found the exact recipe online, and I always like read through the comments when I find a new recipe just to like see what people think of it, right? There's like 2,500 comments or something on this, and apparently it's an old recipe from the Hershey's cookbook. So this is like a Hershey's chocolate cake that has been like adapted through generations of people making it, right? I thought that was really cool. That's it, guys. We'll just bake our cake. Typically my mom bakes it in a bundt pan, but my bundt pan is in the storage locker right now. So we're just gonna make a rectangular cake and then I'll show you what we eat with it, which is really simple. Just some strawberries and vanilla cream, not even whipped, just like straight up cream poured over the cake. It's pretty insane. So I'm gonna make a little prep list and away we go. Okay, first things first, I think we'll bake the cake. I always like to do desserts first, I say, because, well, if you mess it up, you have time to fix it. And then the other thing is there's nothing worse than being done dinner and then waiting for dessert to be done. And if it's a cake or a pie or something like that, usually it has to cool a little bit of time before you can even eat it. So I find doing your dessert first, getting that out of the way, then you can just focus on the main course and your dessert is ready to go. Okay, so cake, we'll bake it up. I'm assuming it's just like a 350 Fahrenheit baking temp. Let's see. Yep, 350 Fahrenheit, typical temp. And the other thing, like I usually don't make this cake with a stand mixer. I'm just reading through the recipe. It says that they did use a stand mixer, but often we just mix this in 2 bowls. You don't need a stand mixer. And that's why I love it, right? With the oil part. We're gonna switch it up a little bit with the oil in the cake today because I'm trying to not buy seed oils. So instead, because you just want like that fat part of the oil and I want to use butter, we're going to brown some butter, which clarifies it. So you're going to be taking out the extra moisture from the butter and basically it's going to be like oil. Also, brown butter flavor is really delicious in cake. And then we'll also use it on our corn tomorrow on stream. Brown butter corn with ham and scalloped potatoes. Trina says, whenever someone mentions bundt cake, it reminds me of the part in My Big Fat Greek Wedding when mom-in-law brings a bundt cake to the party. I've seen that movie a couple times. I really don't remember it though. I'm pretty sure we had it on DVD once upon a time. But it wasn't one of those movies that I watched over and over. I remember laughing at it though. Okay, so our cake, and then I have to thaw some frozen strawberries. So we'll thaw those strawberries as the stream goes along. Our vanilla cream. I usually macerate the strawberries as well. I mean, strawberries aren't in season right now, so that's why I'm using frozen. So we're gonna let those thaw, and then typically I'll like mix up the strawberries with like a little bit of a liqueur, like a fruit liqueur, whether it's cherry or something like that is really nice. It'll absorb it and like kind of make it saucy, and then some vanilla and like usually a little bit of honey or maple syrup. You just let that sit with the strawberries and it just makes this like lovely sauce with it, and the strawberries absorb all the flavors. That's where you put in your infused coconut oil, Johnny. That'd probably make such a good cake. Such a good cake. I'm also excited because I get to see my niece dog today. It's been many months already. Too long. Okay, so that's the cake. I'll just scroll down 350F for the bake time. And what, or sorry, for the bake temp. And the time is 30 to 35 minutes, which is pretty typical for a cake too. Okay, that's that. Our turkey pot pie. The Stanley Cup is actually a Yeti. And it works so good to keep your water cool. I will say this, it's my favorite drinking cup ever right now. Okay, this is what Sally says for the pot pie. This hearty turkey pot pie uses one pie crust as the topping and plenty of delicious vegetables and cooked turkey in the creamy gravy filling. Yum. For this type of weather we got outside today, this is perfect. Yeti is better anyways. That's what we heard. And then Sam went like crazy ordering them all, and now we're just stonked up. We don't really have any glassware left. It's all just stainless. Okay, so what does she put in her pot pie? She got the crust, we got butter, onion, carrots, celery. I just picked up on sale from the store today a bag of mixed frozen veggies, because I find this is like the easiest freaking thing to mix into pot pies. Half of the work's already done for you, so we'll take some of that out, let it thaw, but we are still going to saute like onion and garlic together for that. And then she does some herbs, turkey or chicken stock. I don't know if I'll put the milk in today, we'll see. I don't love a too milky of like a pot pie. I like it more like gravy-esque rather than creamy. And yeah, just your turkey, and then to finish before it bakes, just a nice little egg wash layer on the pastry so it goes nice and browned. Hello, good morning, White Dove. Thank you for the 49 months in a row. You guys are just on it today. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Thank you very much for that. And then Sam's parents are coming in saying hello from Cuba. I hope you're having a wonderful time there. I wish I was there today. Escape the snow. Okay, our pot pie. Let's say pick the turkey meat. Pick the meat off of the turkey and dice it up. We'll do that first. I'll probably like heat up the turkey leg. We'll see how easy the meat is to pick off. Sometimes when you're picking meat off of the bones and it's like cold, it's difficult. So let's see how it goes. Our veggies to thaw. You can't top Wednesday's special. What was it? I love hearing your creations. Okay, thaw the veggies. We got our onion, garlic. Stock and the milk. And that's it. Okay, so the pot pies bake at 375 Fahrenheit. And I would say, yeah, pastry, whenever you're baking it, a little bit higher temp than something like a cake or a cookie, because you need the butter in the pastry to create steam that makes it puff up and go flaky on us. So if your temperature is too low and you bake pastry, it's probably gonna go like pretty rock hard on you. But definitely just watch, don't go too high when you are baking pastry, because the butter in there is going to make it brown quicker as well. That is something to make note of. Yum, you made French dip sandwiches with au jus paired with red cabbage slaw, sweet potato fries, and dill pickle spears. Did you sell out? Did you sell out of that? I want to eat that right now. Seriously want that for lunch. I'm like drooling reading it. What the heck? Okay, how long do we bake the pot pie? They say 35 to 40 minutes. And if you need to, if the crust goes too brown, they say you can put some foil over it to stop it from getting too dark as you finish baking. You sold out so fast, you were lost for words. I would say, like, if you didn't sell out of that, that'd be weird. Okay, let me get the butter out and we'll make the brown butter. And then we'll start mixing up the rest of the cake stuff too. We gotta prepare the pan, everything like that. You only charged $5.99 for that? I'm moving where you're at. That's wild. Let's just put it this way. I was thinking about like getting this millet brown rice ramen dried noodles for ramen on Sunday stream. And that was $4.99 at the store. I could have got a whole dang meal from you. Like $2 more. Also, I didn't end up buying those noodles because that was a ridiculous price. Okay, how much butter do we actually need for the cake? Rather than oil, half a cup. That's basically half a cup. I'll just cut a little bit more for this one because like I said, we're gonna use the brown butter tomorrow on stream too. Oh, I noticed this at the store today, guys. I don't know if it's just the one brand of the dairy farm here. It's called Dairyland. But they're now shrinkflating the whipping cream liter containers. It used to be like a 1 liter carton. Now it's 946 milliliters. So they're stealing 54 milliliters from every carton. And still charging more. These are the things I watch for. And then the thing that Sam and myself were trying to think is like, okay, if they're making the cartons smaller though, like how are they gonna fit properly in the milk crate? For like deliveries and stuff. Because that's just weird. Okay, just put this over medium heat on the stovetop. I'll show you what to look for as it starts melting and stuff. In the meantime, let's prepare our baking pan. We're just gonna do a little bit of parchment and then spray some nonstick. You definitely could have sold it for more. But then you risk maybe not selling out, right? So it's like, okay, which one would you rather have? If there is like any place here that will cook food from scratch like that and sell it for $5.99. I don't even know if I can find one spot. So good for you. Would you say that you made a profit on that by charging that price? You even made the bread from scratch? My gosh. I'm just gonna spray the pan a little bit because I find that it helps the parchment not fly all over when we're trying to get it in there. And then all I'm gonna do to get the corners nice and like clean, let's say, even, is we just make a little slit on the corners of the parchment before we press it down in. I've been like hemming and hawing these last few weeks of like, now that I have my sourdough starter basically up and going, it's like, do I need to start a micro bakery? Because like you legitimately can't keep up with the discard and feedings if you don't bake every day. But there's no way that I could eat all of this stuff that I bake every day. So it's like, what do you do with all of it? That looks good. Okay, and then we'll just do a little spritz of oil on the pan now, but see how it made the corners so nice? Hello, Pablo. I'm Auntie. Yes, I'm doing good. How are you? You hate that it's becoming a luxury, Torino. Going out used to be a treat. It's true, dude. You're goof? Me too, I'm goof. Dana brought you sourdough. Yeah, when you were in the hospital, it was so good. Because, like, you gotta bake it, right? When you have the sourdough starter. Like, even if you don't charge a lot of money for your loaves of bread starting out, like, you gotta start somewhere, right? Or you just start baking them, slowly giving them away to friends and family until there's enough people that are like, yo, you gotta have this bread. Can I give you a recipe for lamb? Do you have a Discord channel? Because that's where we keep all of our recipes from the stream. Let me turn this. There's like over 6 years worth of recipes there. Okay, so the butter is doing that. See how it's just starting to melt? I'm gonna put those veggies back for now. Okay, put that over to the side. Now we can start getting out all the stuff that we need for the cake. Hi, the bear fan. How are you? That's amazing, little mama. So all the leftovers you just hand out to the homeless in your community. I saw here, not this week, but I think it was last week, there was a lady on Facebook Marketplace that was doing like free meals to pick up for people, which I thought was so dang awesome. Ooh, any recipe for Asian lamb? I don't even know if I've ever had an Asian version of lamb. I've had an Indian version of lamb where you do like a coffee spice rub and then you serve it with a date and mango chutney. That is really delicious. Is lamb anything like goat? I would think that goat is a stronger gamey flavor than lamb. I've not had a ton of goat in my life, like maybe once or twice. I've definitely had a lot more lamb. You've had goat and wasn't a fan of it. Interesting. But like goat feta on like goat cheese is so good, right? Mongolian lamb seems to be the go-to. That sounds good. And yeah, Greek, that's like usually the go-to, right? Make a spice rub for the lamb with like garlic, oregano, a bunch of different herbs, thyme, rosemary, a little bit of lemon or red wine vinegar in there. Nom. That sounds good, guys. The bear, you got back from a beach hike before the rain moves in. Oh, those are always good. Yeah, we've had, ever since it was spring, we've had snow. It's making me laugh. Okay, so this is what I call like the first foam when we're clarifying butter. See how the like whole top layer is just covered in this white foamy? So just let that keep going. You'll see it'll kind of clarify as that cooks out, and I'll show you the next step to look for. So you got our cake pan prepared. Just gonna look at the recipe, all the stuff we need. So sugar, flour, cocoa, baking soda, and powder, as well as salt. Wait, what, Nike? You get ticketed and fined if you feed the homeless there? Are you serious? Baking powder and soda. We need the cocoa. We need sugar and flour. I went to the one store to buy more flour today. Out of white flour of this version. So I just ended up buying the whole wheat one because I've noticed that they've been like getting low on this brand of flour that I really like. I'm just gonna mix the whole wheat one in with the regular one when I do notice it again. But so far, this has been lovely to use. Really, Torino? That's interesting. You have a friend in Missouri? In Missouri. That's funny. Okay, we need salt and then just a couple eggs. We're gonna make our own buttermilk because I often don't buy it. And then we do need some vanilla and we have to brew some coffee. My mom used to just use instant coffee grounds and just mix into water. But now that we're grown up, I usually brew espresso for it. Let's do this view for now. Okay, I'll get the coffee machine heating up. I think it says we need 1 whole cup worth of coffee. Yeah, 1 cup of strong black coffee. Okay, one note on this. You guys see how it's starting to kind of dissipate the foamy part of it? Usually I give it a swirl and then let it keep going. Just grabbing a little container for the coffee. Same with the buttermilk. I don't know if it's that they don't like the homeless people. I think it's an easy way for them to like keep people in poverty, right? And then we all pay the taxes and it's just like this whole revolving sort of thing. Okay, let's get in more clear. Brew this cafe on the side. Go, go, go. Okay, we're getting there. Uno mas. So now that you guys see how these are getting like kind of clear bubbles, that's what I call the second foam stage when we're clarifying butter. And when we do it in this way, you don't have to strain it after like you always see on the recipes online. And that's how we were taught in culinary school too, which is so inefficient. If you've ever worked brunch or breakfast at a spot and had to make lots of hollandaise, you get really good at making clarified butter quickly. Okay. We got the cafe brewed up. Looks good in there. We'll just let that cool. Mary, thank you. Giving a hug to you too. Me too, little mama. Screw politics. That was some good coffee. Okay, this is our foamies. We're almost there. And then the only other thing I usually do is get a container to pour that into that is heat proof. Because if you leave the butter in the pot, it could potentially burn because it's going to keep cooking from the residual heat. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to get our 2 bowls out. Okay, so now guys, you see how it was really foaming up? That's how you know you're getting close. Because if I show you the bottom of the pot, look, it's browning. So at this point, I usually don't go anywhere. I was gonna grab some bowls, but we should keep our eye on it. And then I usually just give it a couple swirls so you can see through the bubbles. The fanciest thing I've ever made on stream? Drawing a blank. That's a good question. Like the fanciest, like fancy as in most expensive? Probably the king crab and lobster bisque that we made for our Food for Friends customers when we were on the island. They asked us to make that for them for Valentine's dinner. They paid for everything for it. And then they told us whatever was left over for Sam and I to eat it. And that was insane. Hello, Buttman and Rubbing. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Okay, I think we're good. It's like all foam and not butter. I'll show you over here. I'm like such a grandma cooker, like totally. We all know this, right? I'm such like a rustic sort of meal person. Just careful when you pour this, guys. Kind of cool though when butter's like this. I'll show you the bottom, why they call it like brown butter. So we just cooked out like all of the buttermilk, let's say. That was liquid. We pour that, and that's how it looks. So it's like browned. And I always pour the chunks from the pot into the butter. And then right away, just soak it with warm water. Otherwise, that'll be kind of a pain in the butt to wash later. But that is like the easiest way to make clarified butter for yourself. Buttman, oh my god. Hello, Chase. Seem to recall a very elaborate French pastry I made on request once. It couldn't have been the macarons that didn't work. What would have been the other elaborate French pastry? I don't know. Can you guys remember things? Mary, you bought your Vitamix immersion blender. Came with a whip, food chopper, and a blending jar for smoothies. I didn't even know they made an immersion blender. Enjoy the heck out of that. And thanks for the follow, Buttman. Okay, so butter we're just put into the side. We'll let that cool. Same with the coffee. Now we can finally start making our cake mix. I typically will always have one large bowl and one small when we're making stuff like this. Cookie! Thank you for the tier 2, another tier 2 resub today. 58 months in a row. That's wild. That's wild. You didn't receive any alerts I was live today. So that happened to Scooter last week, and when she came in and said that, also I find it funny that it's my mods that aren't receiving alerts. So everyone, real quick, go on to my Twitch page, click the notification button on and off again, and hopefully that resets your alerts. It's so weird. Okay, so this bowl will have all the dry stuff in it because we always pour the wet into the dry when you make a cake or like a quick bread like this. So let's do that first. Yeah, Kimmers. Turkey pot pies for Kimmers. And then chocolate cake with strawberries and cream for my broski. What do we need here for flour and such? 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I use the good stuff. Quarter. Done with that big old bang. Next one. We still need 2 cups worth of sugar. That is so much sugar. I don't really like the recipes where there's more sugar than flour amount. What the heck? So we'll probably just do equal amount of sugar to flour, guys. 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. It's okay to cut back a little bit like that. You just can't do too much. I'm gonna leave this one to mix into the eggs and stuff. I didn't read yet below whether you mix the sugar with the eggs and stuff. Okay, so the sugar goes in with the flour. Cool. I mean, I was told that I was getting creme de lish. Like, I talked to Steve and stuff about it, the Bear fan, but then nothing ever happened from it. I don't know. He, like, organized the whole thing. I sent him my address and stuff because he's been wanting to send it to me. If you want, you can. I just wasn't sure if they're still doing it or what. Oh, the smell of the brown butter every time I come back over here. So you want to send me yours? Okay, sounds good. Creme de lish. Torino, I think it's like this culinary powder that's used for desserts. I've never used it, right? So I don't really know. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. And I really like this cocoa. Another organic thing. The Bear, what have you made with the creme de lish so far? Made a good dent in this bag of cocoa. Cocoa's like such a scary one to measure out, just like cornstarch is. One wrong move and it will be everywhere. Hey, it's Bob. Hi, Bob. Okay, so it can be savory or sweet. Mostly in granola. Ice cream, muffins, coffee, chutney. Cool. So it's got a lot of different uses. Okay, that's good 3/4 of a cup. Gently close the bag. See? I was trying to be so careful and it still went everywhere. Do I need this for anything else? I guess I could use it to measure out the butter, a 1/2 cup. Okay, our baking soda and baking powder to help the cake rise. 1 teaspoon of each. A flavor enhancer, yeah. Let me click on this and read what the ingredients are. Sweet. I think I need a little more. That looks like a teaspoon. You made ice cream too, Mary? There you go. Okay, and then I think we just need some salt. And that's it for the dry stuff. A pinch of kosher salt. Because chocolate and salt, and just any time that you're doing baking, you should use salt to balance out the sweetness. Round out the dish. Just gonna get a little spatula to mix that evenly. It can replace ingredients as well? Okay. That's good to know. Imagine cinnamon toast crunch flavor and vanilla. That's what it tastes like? Because you guys know I love cinnamon toast crunch. When you're mixing up the cocoa and it just like goes up your nose. I smell chocolate forever. That looks pretty evenly mixed. Maybe we'll make a little well. You know what that's about? Mix this up a bit more. I'm not too worried about the cocoa lumps in here. So we're making the well. Oh yeah, see there's a little bit of flour under there, not mixed. And that's where we're gonna pour in the wet stuff, and then it will mix really evenly together. Torino. It's like you can't help it. The cocoa dust, it just goes in the air, right? Oh man. Okay, how many eggs? I think it was 2. And then we gotta make some buttermilk in this little container that I had here. Your son discovered microwave brownies in a coffee mug. So you've gone through a couple containers of cocoa lately. I think I did that for a bit too, actually, when I was younger. Yeah, I got a little bit obsessed with like cup or mug cakes because they were so quick. It's a little bit of a different like texture as far as the mug cake, but I'm sure the brownie version would be so good. Get a whisk. And then I think we'll turn on the oven to start heating up. I just went 10 degrees higher than 350 because this oven bakes cold, I would say. Hey, it's Scrub! Scrub Racing! Welcome in. I don't even know if cakes from the store like they used to taste anyways to Reno, so he's probably better off making his little microwave brownie, right? Okay, we need 1 cup of buttermilk. This is how I usually make it. Pour in like just under 1 cup of milk. Leave enough room for an acid, let's say. Today it's gonna be vinegar. White vinegar. And that's gonna make the milk like curdle a bit. And more sour. Because like I said, I don't often buy just buttermilk on its own anymore. I usually just do this. And just let it sit a couple moments. Like you really just need a small splash, like a teaspoon worth of vinegar in a cup of milk. Give that a little like swirl up. While that is chilling, let's get some vanilla into here. We can mix our coffee into our eggs. So this is 1 cup worth of strong black coffee. I brewed a couple shots of espresso. And when you're mixing this stuff into the eggs, you want to make sure it's not hot, right? Because it'll curdle the eggs. Hi, pal. Good to see you too. The crew is slowly rolling in. Okay, and then the next one, instead of oil, we're using browned butter. We just need 1/2 cup of that. And now we have the extra for our brown butter corn tomorrow. It's gonna be so dang good. The smells in here right now, phenomenal. Can't complain. Okay, look. So we let this sit. Look at the like texture of it. See how it's like kind of curdly and weird? We made buttermilk. We did it. Now we pour that in. Ooh, looks so gross when it like curdles everything. Okay, we come back with our dry stuff. One more Sturzy. Pour that into the well. Looks like coffee now, right? Okay, now we're just gonna gently mix it all up. We don't want to over mix this because then you'll work the gluten too much and the cake will be tough and dry. I usually turn the bowl and swipe around the side as I like go through the center of the bowl every time. And kind of fold it together, I guess, rather. Until we don't really see any more dry bits. Always do a swipe underneath just to make sure. That's it, guys. Cake batter. Yes, good one, Scrub. With the same process of making buttermilk, drain the liquid and you have ricotta cheese. Yeah, you would have to heat it up a little bit. So how you make cheese is you have to heat up the milk. And then you can add in an acid, whether it's lemon juice or a vinegar. And then you stir that up, let it sit a moment, and then the milk will form the curds, separate from the whey, and you let that sit overnight in a strainer, and you are good to go. Good one. It's so easy. I know a couple years back when we were working in the restaurants, we really wanted to make ricotta and put it on the menu. But back then, the price of milk versus just buying ricotta, we couldn't make a profit if we just made ricotta in the restaurant. So it was like kind of disappointing, right? Maybe now though, I think the price of ricotta will be astronomical compared to the price of milk, right? Where now it would be more efficient to make it yourself. Yes, chocolate soup. Tasty, tasty. Okay, so we prepared this first thing on stream, just some parchment and nonstick spray. Let's pour this in. And our oven's at 350 Fahrenheit. Look at that. I don't actually know if I've ever made this cake before. Usually my mom's the one that makes it for us. I'm just trying to remember if I've even ever made this. Okay, that looks evened. Swipe this off. That's like the grown-up version of that cake. Brown butter and real espresso, not instant. Whoa. I don't think I heard the oven beep yet. And then just one more thing before we put this in is just drop your cake pan like a couple times and give it a shake. You'll just release some of the air bubbles that might be stuck in the batter. And yeah, you don't want to leave those in there because if there's a bubble stuck underneath, it's just gonna keep getting bigger. And you'll cut the cake and there'll be this big bubble in one of the pieces. And someone will be sad. So while we're waiting for the oven to finish heating, get our strawberries out. And we will get those thawing, maybe just in a small bowl to macerate. I'm not making a ton. I'm gonna try and like pick out of the bag all the really like nice little bite-sized pieces for this, so I don't really have to cut them. This is me like really buying what's in season, right? Because strawberries aren't in season right now if you buy them fresh. But I will say, like frozen strawberries are really not bad. Sometimes I've had frozen strawberries that taste better than fresh ones. Because the thing with frozen vegetables and fruits is they have to pick them at their prime. Whereas the fresh produce in the store is picked early so that when you go to buy it, it's finally ripened after the transportation process. Everyone's having coffee and I haven't even had any today. I'm so proud of myself. You'll probably tank yourself. That was me too. I was thinking about it all morning and then I was like, no, I'm not going to. Wilson, welcome in. How are you doing? Gets you about dairy foods. You have dairy farmers dumping millions of liters of milk down the drain because they overregulate it, which drives up the milk prices. It honestly is. I could go on and on. Should we just like start a political Twitch channel where we could just complain all day? What do I put in my tartar sauce, Mary? Homemade tartar sauce. What do I usually put in it? Pickles, capers, lemon zest and juice. That's probably it. And then we use mayo as the base. You can add some fresh dill, is really delicious, or even dried dill. I keep my tartar sauce pretty simple though, yeah. Pickle, caper, lemon, dill, mayo. And Palooza was right when he said we put fish sticks in it. Now you guys are making me want some fish and chippies. Fish and chippies on Fridays is money, right? You have a terrible sinus headache? No. I hope it gets better. What are you making, Mary, that you need tartar sauce? Stay with cooking? I would never like stop the cooking part. Okay, so as these are thawing, I might actually just do a quick stint in the micro just to take the chill off. Let's say like a 35 seconds. And then they'll mix up better. But we're gonna do some more vanilla. And I'll probably do maple syrup. Will be really delicious, and I'll go find a liqueur. Welcome in, FCB. Are you working hard today? Yeah, Michael, don't get me started. Seriously. Okay. You're reheating fish and chippies. It came with a sweet tartar sauce though, and you don't really like that one. I don't love the, is it the Heinz brand, I think? There's a very sweet version of tartar sauce, not good. One packaged brand that we got up at work before in a bottle is called Lynch. Lynch. That one we found not bad. Nice, Cookie, you saw the new BitGoal. Any specific plans for the sewing machine? So I want to start making my own clothes. We talked about this before, is like prior to me cooking and being a chef, I was like into fashion design and stuff like that. And I did like a semester at uni for it and everything. So yeah, I used to like sew clothes and stuff for myself and like I would wear them out. So I want to get back into that because yeah, I don't love all the microplastics and stuff like that and all of the like fast fashion clothing you can buy. Like I don't really even buy clothes anymore. And I've just been really inspired by a lot of the homestead accounts that I see online, and the girls are always sewing their own clothes, and like I'm more than capable of doing that. The other thing we talked about on stream is I could do like Cook with Kate, like dish towels and dishcloths and stuff like that we could all collab on, and I could sell it on my website. And yeah, then the other thing I've been noticing lately, Cookie, is like people will just take these like random fabrics and like create something out of nothing, right? You're saying like you have all this old like jean wear. Well, they'll like create this like crazy pattern out of all the jeans and like make a new jean jacket for someone, right? Just, yeah, just more keeping stuff out of the landfill as much as possible. And like if I really got into it, I could make clothes for like my friends and family, right? I would say it's definitely like in my genetics as far as being a seamstress. My grandma is like a phenomenal seamstress. My aunt has her own quilt company where she hand makes quilts for people, and she's like really popular at that. Just something that I really like to do, and I haven't had a sewing machine in like 10 years. You'd like Kate kitchen towels? I think so. Like, it would be organic cotton, like sourcing fabrics like that, right? We could also learn on stream together about making natural dyes from different foods. It's kind of like an endless rabbit hole. I've realized I forgot the maple syrup when I brought the vanilla back there. Thank you, FCB. Time keeps moving and you keep getting older. Me too. When I messaged my bro this morning to say happy birthday, I said we're getting pretty old now, hey? And we both laughed. That's what I thought too, Palooza, right? A cool crossover, making natural dyes with different food waste and stuff like that. And yeah, Kimmers, my aunt makes quilts. I forget what her company is called. I'll have to look it up. But I can send it to you. So we're just putting a little bit of maple syrup to kind of coat the strawberries. Keep in mind, as the strawberries thaw, they're gonna release more juice. So don't go too crazy with the sugar component. Would that be good, Mary? Some of the creme de lish in there. We put that shit on everything. Okay, I need to find a liqueur. I think I have raspberry or cherry still. Yeah, let's do raspberry. Actually did quite a number on this. Like, we don't really drink, but I've used this liqueur a lot in macerating and stuff, and like, that's all that's left. What the heck? This is what it is. This is made in New Brunswick, in Canada. Sam's parents actually sent us a bunch of these for our wedding. A nice little drizzle like that. Gave up alcohol for Lent and you saved a lot of money. I can imagine. Well, let's just put it this way, right? I mean, our wedding was 4 years ago. And we still have all the alcohol that was gifted to us. Huge drinkers. And now we just stir these up every few moments as we pass by them. And it'll start to absorb all of the flavors and make this really delicious strawberry with sauce. Okay, I would say oven is ready to go. In. Let's get that into the oven. We're gonna do, I think, a 15-minute timer. And we'll probably rotate the pan at that point. It's a Greek on a Friday even? Hi Greek, how are you doing? How's work? Pell, yeah, might as well just drink the rest. Gave Buddy a bottle of Rumpelmans? What is that? Rumpelmans? Sitting there for years? Okay, how's our prep list? Wilson says, is it good? Okay, we got the strawberries thawing. We got the cake going in. And we just need our whipping cream with us. That's an easy one. We don't have to do anything to it. Okay, next one. I think as the cake is baking, this is a great time for us to put the turkey leg into the oven for a few moments. Just to take the chill off of it because it has the bones inside. It'll be easier for us to pick the meat for the pot pies. Reminds you of being a teenager, really? Here's our chunkers. I think I'm gonna save the turkey breast for myself. I like just turkey breast kind of eaten with salads and stuff, but I really like the dark meat in pot pie for flavor. Let's just get a small roasting pan. You ate them? Whoa. Like some of the coating came off or something? You need a mental health week? I think this week has just been like crazy for a lot of people. I'm with you on that one, Greek. Okay. There's the turkey leg that I roasted yesterday. I just rubbed it again with mustard and then did our poultry spice rub, which is salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, and just some poultry spices. Washing my hands. Nike. I gave up working for Lent, but now I'm broke. Oh my goodness. 100 proof peppermint schnapps. That's what Rumpelmans is. What the heck? You guys are nuts. Your Lloyd pan is nicking as well. Do you think Amazon's selling counterfeit copies? Because I don't know what that is. Like, I can't... Oh, maybe I can rub it off. That was just me not scrubbing it enough. Okay, got it. But I know what you mean, because a couple of mine have, like, some nicks, too. Okay, pop that in the oven. And we'll just follow the cake timer for that one. Next, we're gonna thaw some mixed veggies to mix in. Got those on sale. The only thing I paid full price for at the store today was whipping cream. Everything else I got on sale. Where did I get my Lloyd pans from? I don't remember because Sam was the one that bought them. I think originally we got them from, like, directly from them. And then, once upon a time, they started selling them on Amazon and we got it from there. A couple extra. Straight from Lloyd. And that was Cheese Pizza who got us onto those. Right? So maybe they are. Let's do like 2 cups worth of veggies because that'll be nummy. Carrots, peas, corn, and beans. Honestly, can't go wrong with that. When Cheese got his collection going, well, yeah, because there's way more Lloyd pans than just our rectangular ones that we use. I can't even imagine having like the whole collection. I was gonna say, I saw on Instagram, because like I don't even go on my Cook with Kate Instagram that much, but I saw Cheese said that he was making a comeback. So that made me really happy. And it looks like he's doing really good. He streamed last week? Nice, pal. Thanks for the info. I was thinking about putting potatoes in the pot pie. I don't think it's necessary though. Okay, veggies thaw. Let's dice up some onion and we'll mince garlic for the base of the pot pie. Definitely will not be using the whole onion. Our cute little garlic. We'll still tip and top it though. I think we'll just use half. And then I never peel the half that I'm saving. I find it stays better in the fridge. And then I'm just gonna, on an angle, slice the dry part out. Bam. Ray, you seen that? I said that does not pass inspection. Okay, now we'll just small dice it. Basically, think of the size of the vegetables and cut your onion to that. Whoa, I cut through it by accident. Making my life hard. Yeah, we're mincing it. Well, we're not mincing. We're dicing the onion and mincing the garlic. Boom. Just let that fall over. Finish this side. I think I can get one slice through here. Haha. Winning. Okay, finish that. The onion's a little strong. I will say it's been in the fridge for like a couple of weeks now. That's probably why it's making me cry a bit. I was even gonna say, Greek, like I need to sharpen my knife again. Let's do this much garlic, get that last little one. I'm not crying, you're crying. And then we're gonna smash these so it's easier to peel. The heck are they doing out there? Must be snow removal crew. Yeah, blink twice. I'm okay, guys. We got this. Greek, ever since it was the spring equinox, it literally has not stopped snowing here for 3 days. I don't even know what to say. It looks like it finally stopped now. I might be able to sneak in a walk later. But yeah, we need the snow, right? Every time it snows, it's like, I'll take the moisture. Thank you very much. The spring sprung a snow leak. It really did. It's been like the crazy fluffy snow too, which is kind of my fave. Okay, let's get the garlic press. We got 4 minutes on cake. Grab a container for this stuff. Rabbit Hill? I don't even think Rabbit Hill is open to go skiing because there is not enough snow. Guys, Oak made it back from his late night grocery shop. Was it successful, Oak? Last one. Whoa, look at all that. Ah. That's some juicy garlic, though. Finally not dry. It was a successful trip. Perfect. Fab. Hi. I love it, Greek. Scrape all this goodness out. Wash off the sticky garlic juices. It was busy as heck, but not like the other night. When the server from the supermarket crashed? What? Like the POS system, you're saying? And none of the registers worked? So you had to queue, get cash from the ATM to pay. That would be insane. I wouldn't even want to see that happen here. Let's just say that. The whole supermarket server crashed. So all of them in the country that were that chain. Holy dude. Yeah, I was gonna say that obviously affects the self-checkout too. Okay, let's wipe up our garlic and onion. He's in the Netherlands, Greek. Just gonna wrap up our extra onion. And it happened at like 8:30 p.m. That's a great story. I've never heard of something like that happening. So thanks for sharing. Okay. Cake timer. Going off. Let's see what we're working with. Oh yeah. She really rose to the occasion. The Turks is sizzling up a bit. So I just swiveled the cake around. I didn't switch the oven racks at all. I'm gonna go another 10-minute timer on the cake. That's amazing, Blood Oak. No one would even knew it happened. Okay, onion, garlic. Measure out the amount of stock we need. They say 2 cups worth. And then half a cup of milk. Okay, this is our turkey stock. Look at this. I had some bone broth this morning. I had to like dilute it. Don't worry, that'll melt into the pot pie filling. I gotta scoop it out though. That's also how you know you made a really good stock. Look at that. That's what we call liquid gold. Also, if you have dogs, this is such like a good treat for them because it like melts slowly, so they have to like lick it up and they can't like slurp it with their tongues. Remember Posh would go insane when she knew I was getting broth out for her like this. Yeah, the good fats, right? It's so dang good for you. So let's start with that. We can always add more, right? There's no shortage. Let's just start with that though. Tony, how's your Friday going? Welcome in. And then just a half a cup worth of milk, they said. Small amount. How's Canada? It's doing okay. Where I am, it's been kind of snowy. Snowy and blowy. But I'm having a good day so far. I don't often egg wash my pot pies, so I would say that's like an optional one for you guys. Okay, let's take out that turkey leg that we've been slowly heating up while the cake bakes. We can pick our meat off. Because that's such a good way to use up leftover turkey. I would always make pot pie. And then we got 6 minutes on the cake before we check it. You found out you're lactose intolerant for milk. Tried in your coffee again after buying oat milk for ages. Needless to say, after 2 days of suffering unpleasantness, you went back to oat milk. That's crazy. I actually stopped drinking oat milk and just went straight back to milk because I started noticing that happening with oat milk. But yeah, just milk, cheese, and other dairy products are totally fine. I will say, as someone who has known quite a few people with lactose allergies, aged cheeses, or like the more aged whatever you are eating is, the easier for your body to digest. So cheeses like Parmesan and stuff like that don't even really affect them. Greek. Mary, leftover fish and chippies for the win in your Ninja air fryer. You're already having lunch. Okay, how hot is this? It's not super hot, right? Because it came out of the fridge right into the oven. Can I touch it? It's still a little too hot for me to touch and be able to split open, so I'll let it cool a bit more. Even brie, yogurt, and boursin are okay too. That's so crazy. This is a perfect time to mix the berries while we're waiting. They're macerating with vanilla, maple, and raspberry liqueur. Look at the glaze, the sheen that's building up. At this point, you probably wouldn't even know that those weren't fresh. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm gonna grab some dried thyme from over here. Is there anything else that I want? I don't think so. And then the last thing I'm looking to see if we thicken the pot pie filling. So melt your butter, saute your veggies. Okay, so she adds just a little bit of flour to thicken it. We make a little roux, and that's okay. I'm glad I kept that over here. I'm gonna put this cocoa away. You're using Oatly Barista oat milk. The only thing with the oat milks, guys, is you want to watch like if they're organic and stuff like that, because oats are like a massive crop that's sprayed with glyphosate, which is really not good for you. If you can get a non-GMO version of oat milk, that's the bestest. A roux? Yeah, Blood Oak said it right. So a roux you can use to thicken things like sauces and soups as well, Greek, but it's with flour and butter compared to thickening with cornstarch, which is just water and cornstarch mixed. And then the thing with a roux, if you use that to thicken, is it takes longer to cook out the starch flavor than using cornstarch. So keep that in mind too. Oatly is all produced in Sweden, so it should be non-GMO. Nice. There are no commercially grown oats. Yeah, right. So they're just lying to us. So yeah, there's a sensitivity Greek, but I've slowly been introducing gluten back into my system. I would say over the past like 6 months. And I haven't had like a flare-up or anything. Which I'm really actually excited about. Whoa, look at all those juices that were under there. So I definitely don't eat gluten every day. But there are certain things, and I would say like especially pastries and stuff that has like a lot of fat in it. I'm just gonna wash this off of my hand, the mustard. It really doesn't affect me as much. There's no commercially GMO grown oats because the DNA and chromosomes make it difficult to modify it. Cool. Well, now we know. Okay, so I'm definitely happy we heated this up because it was really hard to even just break apart that turkey joint, the drumstick from the thigh. I usually don't keep the skin on for pot pie. I find it's like kind of stringy and weird, but if you want it, by all means. Cake timer. It's the moment. Blood Oak, probably your bread products that you're eating though are much better for you than the bread products we get here. I'm just gonna take the temp of the cake, but it looks like it's done because it started to come away from the side of the pan. We're looking for a 195F or higher on the internal temp. And it is completed. It is so heavy. Look at this though. There is like some good weight to this cake pan. Let's just leave that on the side to cool. And I just turned off the oven for now since there's nothing in there. But it should stay pretty nice and warm for us to bake the pot pie. Are we gonna have a GMO debate in chat right now? Don't get him started. Very large stomach. Or sorry, very large cake for my stomach. Although it's not for me. Like some of it's for me, but most of it's for my broski, I would say. It's his birthday cake. I really don't like this weird knuckle piece here, but it's hard to get gone without taking the tendons out. So let's just do that first. I would say these like tendons in the turkey leg is probably why turkey is not cooked as much as chicken is in restaurants. Because it just takes a bit more labor for like the chefs to prepare the turkey properly. You can't serve all those little tendons and stuff like that. Yeah, he's probably watching Greek, but just not with the sound on. He's told me last time I seen him, if he watches the stream with sound on, Astra thinks I'm cooking in the house. And she always wants to go over and, like, see me. It's Rastra. Best cooker dog. other than Poshers? Okay, can I actually split this open? Might need a knife. Ad Astra. Torino? I hope he's watching and he reads that. Creme Delish said he'd reach out to me? Okay. Thanks for setting that up. Is this why most people don't like dark meat? Because you really have to like work to get it? That's my assumption. I would say the drumstick is probably the most difficult thing to pick the meat off of. Everything else is pretty easy. But yeah, this is like all this connective tissue. That's where all the flavor is. I'll be probably making a broth from all this extra bits and bones that we have left over. Because why not, right? Wait, Creme Delish is in here right now. An orange kitty? Mr. Rebel is a huge fan of the stream. Aww. He's 16? Sam and I still joke all the time. It's like, we're just gonna get a pet. See what happens. Everyone else can cause commotion. Why can I not have a pet? A raid incoming? No, I hate picking meat during a raid. It's so awkward. Go, Kate, go. Finish it. You had a half chicken last night for din? Nice. Just grip it and rip it. It's still so moist too. I'm glad I like pre-cooked this yesterday. Set myself up for success. That's like a pretty good amount of meat that we got off of it too. What is this crazy chunk? I could totally see that, Amp. Like, I would say for dark meat, you have to cook it longer than the white meat, than just the breast, because it's the things like this that don't really break down until they hit around like 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And then all that connective tissue will start to like melt, right? A lot of people don't do that. And they try and just do everything like quick, 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 right? And that's when you'll get that weird texture. Sounds good, Creme Delish. I love that you're just in here instantly fixing it up. He was a rescue kitty? I'm just trimming with my paring knife these really like thick connective bits off. And then obviously no like weird stringy pieces either. That looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna get a cutting board and put all of the meat we picked onto the cutting board. Don't be sorry at all, my friend. There are no hard feelings. The bear was just like saying that he wanted to send me some creme delish. And then I said Steve once upon a time said that he was gonna send some, and then nothing came of it. So we're sorting it out. He was being bullied by the other kitties? No. That's why he's called Mr. Rebel. I went through the phase, like, I really didn't like cats for a bit because one of our, like, cats kind of went crazy when I was younger. So I was a little bit scared of them and, like, wary. But now I've been, like, really obsessed with the cats after seeing all the ones in the neighborhood. I had a scary experience, pal. Hello, my wonderful peoples, John and crew. How are we doing today? Welcome, welcome in. Did you guys make some more knives? Or did you do something different? I'm Kate, if you've never been in here before. And thank you for the sub, first thing. FCB gifting the sub to the real Tony Montana. Welcome to the kitchen crew, friend. It's great to have you. Thanks for the follows as well. Dice and knives you made today. Good one. Carl, he's just walking around. He doesn't really ever do any work. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. You made creme delish butt rub pizza? We were just talking about creme delish. This is why I love Twitch, right? We're all like somehow intertwined with each other. Hilarious. Well, today we are making some turkey pot pies as a Twitch channel point redemption here on my channel. If you save up 50,000 just watching the stream, you can request me to make something live for you. So we're cooking for Kimmer's Brewery today. She wants us to make turkey pot pies. So we got that in the works. And a couple minutes before you guys came in. Yeah, because the pan's almost too hot to hold. This is our chocolate cake that I made for my brother. It's his birthday today. I'm gonna go drop him some off after stream. Barbecue sauce with butt rub and creme delish in the dough. Yum. That sounds good, guys. Okay, so right before you came in, we just finished picking. I had a turkey leg because we got a free turkey from the grocery store last week. I don't know if your stores do this with like the points that you accrue. But we got a free turkey for 18,000 points last week. And then this week I got a free like ham for 10,000 points. So we're still using it up. This was just roasted and I picked all the meat off of the bones and now we're gonna cut it up for the pot pie. You miss sugary desserts, caretaker? Did you have to cut them out of your life recently? And Jiggles, welcome. How are you doing today? Look at all that goodness. And then all of this is going to be made into a broth because we don't waste food. So I think we're just going to finish chopping this up and then we're making the filling, let's say, for the pot pie. And I'm just doing it a really easy way today. We're just going to make it like in a one pan sort of skillet. So it's just going to be the top layer of pastry and then everything else is underneath it in the cast iron skillet. Sometimes I cook for more than just me, but right now my husband is back working up in the Arctic. So I don't make too big of portions for myself. Use your loyalty points to get $100 Amazon cards. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if we have that option here. Check out those recipes, Amp. The pot pie recipe, I was surprised. But I found it from our favorite baking blog, Sally's Baking Addiction. She made turkey pot pie, and that is the pastry that we always use on stream. So I thought that would be just perfect. I don't like cutting the meat too small for pot pie either. You want to know what you're eating, right? Is the crust gluten-free? It's not. I've been slowly incorporating wheat back into my system and trying out different things. And pastry seems to be one that does not affect me, which I'm actually really happy about. Because I'm not really like a huge cake person anyways. You just finished mowing? That is so hilarious to hear because it hasn't like stopped snowing in 3 days here. And you're already mowing grass. Makes me laugh. 3 pounds of fajita chicken thighs for salads and tacos? Yes, please. A whole cast iron crispy skin chicken? Has anyone in here ever done brick roasted chicken? I can't remember if we've done it on stream before, but it's quite a unique way to make chicken. Actually, I think I did, because I remember wrapping the bricks in tin foil to use them. I think we did it on the grill or something. Okay, this, just take over by the stovetop, where you're going to be bringing the filling together. And that is it, my friends. Let's go over there. You remember that, my Jops. We were at my bro's place, because they have all of the bricks and stuff, the paving stones. Dry pan. I think I'll just start it. I think I have chicken fat in the fridge. Or if you have butter. I got one even better. Duck fat. You're on your second mowing of the season already, too? So we're gonna start by sauteing our onions and then the garlic. And then we add some herbs. I think I might slice a little green onion to put into there. Because I have it. While we wait for that to heat up. And let's get a spoon too. Onions. So we'll do the onions first, and then we can add the garlic after a couple minutes so it doesn't burn. That sounds good, Kimmers? Just because I felt like thyme wasn't enough. Just the one herb. And I don't often have dried rosemary because I just don't really like it. And also we're gonna pick off anything that looks weird in here so it doesn't go bad too quick. AKA the soggy outer pieces. Kimmers, you've made pot pie before, yeah? Have you had it more times with turkey or chicken, would you say? And this we just mix in right at the end. We don't really have to cook the green onion. You made it, like, even with both chicken and turkey. I think I've probably made more turkey pot pies than chicken, if I can remember proper. Okay, the onions are sizzling, guys. Let's just do a little sprinkle of salt in there. Season them up as they cook. They'll also draw out a little bit of moisture. We can do pepper too, why not? Get that all coated. And so we will cook the onion until it's golden brown, and then we can add the garlic. Anytime you caramelize something, you're gonna add more flavor to it. It's gonna taste better. And just always spread it back out into one even layer. Have I ever had a stargazy pie, which is a pot pie that uses sardines as the meat? And in Cornwall, England, they add the heads and tails of the fish, so they're either... Okay, I've seen this. Have I seen this in a video game? Is it not like the sardines are sticking up in like mashed potatoes or something? Or is it actually in pastry? Because just reading that is like I'm imagining something that I've seen before. Thank you so much, Blacksmith Pop. I hope you have a wonderful day too. Don't work too hard. A movie or something, right? I've never eaten that though, and I don't know if I could. The sardines. I'm always down to try something once, but that doesn't mean you have to like enjoy it, right? You can still try it and then decide after that that you don't like it. Just get in this little scoop of flour for us to thicken so I don't forget. Has anyone else in here had that before? We're cooking right along. My drops? Hell no. The heads are poking through the holes of the pastry, and traditionally pilchards are used as the fish. Well, maybe with the fish and pastry it would be not bad. I'd have to have someone make that for me. A lot of times stuff like that I won't attempt on my own. Because you just don't know how it's supposed to taste, right? You're just kind of guessing the whole time. That's hilarious, the bear fan. I have a big list of never agains, and mostly it's made up of don't eat stuff that you would use for bait. It's kind of true though, right? Although some people really like those things too. So it's totally like personal preference, we can say. Just keep stirring our strawberries over here while we're waiting. And then while this is baking, the pot pie, we can have some cake. It's one of those days where you get dessert before lunch. I don't really have a list of things that I won't make again. There's not a lot. But maybe that just means I haven't tried enough crazy things yet. Maybe a couple more minutes and we can add the garlic in. You definitely want the onion to go translucent. And then the only thing we need is a 375 Fahrenheit degree oven to bake this. Now we went from cake smells to onion frying smells. I got you in the habit of making sure what's cooking is all even in the pan. Why do some people don't do that? I guess not, right? Maybe that's something we were taught in culinary school and so it's just ingrained in my head? Probably. Okay, there's definitely some pieces of onion that are starting to brown. The smaller ones. Keep your eye on it. Mish, you're not even ready for this. Did you see the salad I had yesterday? Let's be honest, like feta cheese crumbled on top of a pot pie, probably not bad. Probably not bad. I think it's garlic time. Put it in the pie? I don't know, you have to ask Kimmers for that one. This one is her dish. Imagine just making a spinach and feta pot pie. Basically like a spanakopita. A speta. I'm just creating new words here. The smell when you add the garlic is the best. Holy. We're building up flavor. Mmm. Spetcha. Yeah, it's only supposed to take 5 minutes to caramelize the onions. Is that what the recipe says? I usually say it's like a 7 to 10 minute to get the onions golden brown. Okay, they said you can cook the onion, carrot, celery, mushroom, and garlic for 5 minutes. And that's it. Sally. I guess she's a baker, right? Okay, I'm also gonna take this off of the heat because the garlic got quite warmed. I just want to cool it off. So we're gonna pour the veggies in. Turn it back onto medium-low now. Get back in there. Pinch of thyme. We got a little thyme for that. Okay, she says let the veggies kind of get moistened and thawed a bit before we sprinkle in the flour. Because after that, we add the milk and the broth. And then we'll just let that sit in the pan as we roll out the crust. So I'll take out our 2 crusts and let those come to temp while we finish this up. Spinach and feta would be such a good veggie pot pie, hey Kimmers? Or yeah, empanada. Mish, comment of the day on this recipe. Just want to suggest putting a cookie, yeah, just put the cookie under it. The cookie sheet. Okay, so we gotta put a sheet pan underneath. I mean, I always do that anyways. But that kind of is a good one to say. Because there's nothing worse than like trying to clean up stuff burnt on things in the oven. Or yeah, just do that, what Jiggles does. Just keep foil on the bottom of the oven. And it's just a quick cleanup. Okay, we took the chill off of the veggies. I have a little bit of flour here. I usually just sprinkle an even layer of flour over like that. And that is like enough to make it a nice thickened sauce. Any more and it'll just get too thick. But we really don't want a runny pot pie. So just stir in your flour until you see no white lumps. And then from here, we're gonna add our liquid. Separate the carrots from the corn. They're gonna conjoin. Okay, I'm gonna add the milk first. Just get it gone. And it is key to not add too much liquid at a time here because you could risk getting lumps of flour. And that is not what we want. Okay, this next one's gonna be funny because the stock has to like melt. It's the gelée. Misha's putting peanut butter cookies under her pot pie in the oven. This is gonna be so dang good. I'm so ready for this. You're right, homemade pot pie is fire. Like, they're pretty inexpensive to buy the pre-made frozen pot pies from the store. But the quality of them has really gone down over the years. Like, there's barely any meat in them. What's the jelly stuff? Oh, it's just my turkey stock. It was just 2 cups of turkey stock that was really gelatinous. So just let that come to a simmer. You guys notice we haven't added the turkey yet, right? Because it's already cooked. And we don't need to simmer the turkey and get it dried out. I'm just gonna move these green onions from the cutting board and put it with the turkey. Those are our last things to mix in. So we can create some space to roll out our pastry next. Turn this up a little bit since we added a lot of cold things into there, right? Lumps of flour are lumps on face? No, Johnny. Not like this. I'm gonna put our crust over here on the stove top so it can kind of warm up a bit. Just gonna go grab the rolling pin. I don't know if one of these crusts will be big enough. Let's see. Let us hope. Hitting is wrong, it's true. And you do want to stay pretty close to this as it's coming to a simmer. Because whenever you're using a roux, the flour and the butter to thicken, I find the flour likes to sink to the bottom of the pan or pot until it is cooked in. So don't just think that you can walk away now and it's all going to come together on its own. Because that flour will stick and burn to the bottom in like moments, right? The starch. Have I made pot pie with biscuits instead of a top crust? No. That'd be so good. Because, like, I really love biscuits and gravy. Holy. Albert has issues, Mish. But I also need to meet this dog once upon a time. Albert just brought in a mummified mouse from outside. Managed to swallow the whole thing before you got a hold of him. He's like, I was saving this for later, okay? He needed some extra protein and crunch in his life. This is also a good time to taste what we have concocted. We still have to add the turkey and the green onion. But it's good to get an idea of where this is going. The garlic flavor. Like right off the bat. He buried it and saved it. Probably. And then like I'm getting sweetness from the veggies. This is gonna be the perfect pan to fit all this stuff today too. Just gonna flip over our pastry. And then let's turn our oven back on. They say 375 Fahrenheit. And then about a 30-minute bake time. I would say if you're doing a bottom crust, it takes a little bit longer. With us only doing the top crust on the skillet and having everything else hot for the filling, it might not take the whole 30 minutes. This isn't super thickened yet. I might sprinkle a bit more flour in. And it started snowing again. You guys. I'm gonna go like a little bit more. I know you don't often add the flour like this. We should be a-okay. Hopefully it doesn't cook into lumps. I'm gonna take a little bit out because I feel like I added a bit too much because I can see how it's thickening. The other thing that you could have done was a cornstarch slurry, but like I didn't want to have two different forms of thickening, you know? I could have probably fucked it all up just now, but it's okay. Maybe it'll be magical and cook out into the sauce. What the heck? Such a weird like sound outside. It sounded like a UFO went by. You guys can see me like mashing the lumps on the side with the spoon. I think if you added any more flour than that, you'd really run the risk of it being lumpy, but we're gonna be a-okay for sure. I got worried there at first. You guys know the Kate voice. Well, that is now thickened nicely. I'm just gonna turn it down since we're simmering. Have another bite because we want to make sure that the flour taste, the starch, is cooked out before we add the turkey. You could hear the bubbles. Yeah, see how that's like way thicker now? I think we're good, guys. It doesn't taste starchy. Nike, you've been collecting packages of Oreos and saving them? Space Dunks ones, Lady Gaga pink cookie and green cream. Green cream. I used to do that too. When we lived in Vancouver, I was like really obsessed with Oreos. I would always be like trying the newest flavor and stuff. Yeah, you can't even eat them, Nike, but you pick them up for other people. Okay, let's mix this in, guys. I'm happy with the flavors, and the turkey's gonna add some more flavor. Same with the green onion. Whoa, did we lose that onion? It went running. Yum. Because I always find that the meat absorbs some of the sauce too. Get that all mixed in. I think we're gonna be laughing, guys. There's our even layer that we want. I'll just let that heat up a bit because the turkey was cold. Let's bring our crusts. They're nice and like pliable now. They're not gonna crack. And let's just put this on like a low sort of simmer heat while we roll this out. You see the onion behind the pan? Oh shoot. Good one, Mish. No onion left behind. Yeah, let's all go find Nike's Oreo shack. Suki! Good to see you. How was your week? You just tuck into that as is, right? Like if you had crackers or something, you can totally just eat pot pie filling with crackers. Not saying, just saying. Okay, just a little bit of flour. I feel like I'll need more than this. Should we marry both of these together? I'm gonna do it. Put it over there for a sec. This is what I mean by marrying together. Literally just like squinch it. I'm doing it in the non-floured area, right? We don't want the flour to make a barrier. I'm gonna smash it a bit to get it a bit more round. We're good. Flip it over. Now we have one big crust. You love a good squinch? Oh, I forgot to put a little bit of flour just on the top here. Press those down wherever there's like a crease. And away we go. Oh, it's gonna want to come apart, isn't it? We will not let it. We will not allow this to happen. You will marry. It might be a forced marriage. You will stay together. Okay, we're flipping it now. Just put in my drops to sleep. I'm glad I can create those services for you. Okay. Now this is the nice side, right? That we're gonna like present. So try to start making it more round. If you messed it up like I did a bit. I mean, the nice thing about pastry, it's quite forgiving. And pliable. If you've ever liked working with Play-Doh when you were young, kind of similar. I'm gonna do that because it was sticking a bit. And we don't want to go thinner than a 1/4 inch thick. want to make sure it's all even from the edge to the center for thickness as well. That is quite large, but it looks great. How do I want to do this? Maybe we'll bring the pan over. Let me just wash my hands. And we'll put the crust on together here. Just take this. I'm gonna fold it in half the other way. So I almost folded it where it would like re-break in half. Boom. One sec, my nose is running. I'm being annoying. Dun, 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 dun. Give this one more stir. And a taste now that the turkey has been heated through in the sauce. That's kind of what I was waiting for. Because things taste different when they're cold versus hot as well. A lot of people don't really think about that. Even it back out. Get like a little bit of everything. Some corn and carrot. I feel like we didn't put that much garlic in, but it's super garlicky, the flavor, which is like crazy. It's not bad. I don't know if it's just that Chinese garlic now is super strong, but my goodness. I want a little bit more herb flavor just to balance out that garlic. Just some poultry blend. So there's gonna be herbs in there. Thyme, rosemary, sage, savory. So it is quite strong, right? So I'm just gonna do like a little sprinkle. It's not really herbaceous tasting at all right now. We'll sprinkle that and mix it in. Yum. Just the smell of that being mixed in, I can tell it's gonna make a difference. Okay, let's see what that did for us. Way better. Okay, so one note, just before we pop this pastry on top. Also, if you're scared of it not fitting, you can do like a little test fit. We're good to go. we just need a steam vent in our pastry so that we don't blow out like the sides of the pan and stuff. I'll just do it right in the center, and you just cut like a triangle. Like that. You can go more fancy than that if you want, but you don't have to. I hope this is all gonna fit on here. Or yeah, I guess a pie bird. But I don't really have things like that. I got some of the filling on my fingy. I didn't want to mess the pastry up. Ta-da! Okay, so now I know that we have enough on this edge. Let's kind of guide her over. It's a bit warm and delicate. Okay, and now we should probably like crimp the edges. I've never made a pot pie like this before. I usually just make individual size. I'm just gonna fold kind of the crust over itself away from the edge. You guys can tell what I'm doing. We're gonna be more crust in a couple areas than others. Oh, I guess I could stick that little trimmed part there. Aha. But I've never had anyone complain about having extra crust on their pot pie. So there's also that. You could also just leave it like that if you want. But now, okay, how am I gonna do this in there? Here. I think we will go like this. So go on the outside and then press with your finger. Cookie, I've been really loving these like skillet sort of bakes in my cast iron for myself for like lunch on Fridays. If the pastry's too soft and you can't crimp it, that's okay too. It's pretty soft on this one side. Yeah, just coat it in duck fat now. My lord. That would be insane. Let me in. Last one. We got this. Maybe last two. Haha. All right. I'm not gonna egg wash it. I don't often egg wash my pastry at all. And it bakes up just fine. I like it like that. So this baby's going into the oven. 375. Sally says around 30 minutes or so, but it might not take that long. So I'm gonna set a 15-minute timer and then we can check it at that point. I think the nicest part about this is like your baking dish is already hot, right? And now your pastry is warmed. I don't think it's gonna take nearly as long as if you built all of this in an actual pie pan. So this is the easy version of pot pie today, I guess. You do a milk wash, so just milk, no egg. I guess you could do that too. Just putting our herbies away. Do a little cleanup where we were rolling out the pastry. Oh wait guys, we forgot one thing. Before we put it in the oven, we need the sheet pan underneath. I don't think it will go over with the amount we have in there, but just to save our own lives, we'll do that. And I'm also turning the oven up now because I know it's gonna bake cold. It's just how it is. Oh, you just ran out of eggs, so you just did milk, and it worked okay. Bourbon wash it? I wonder what would happen if you bourbon washed it. Nitro in my blood. Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, now while we're waiting, we'll get into our cake next. Cut it. Taste it. Pack it up. Nitro woke up. Wait, do you know them? Hi, Frank. Hope you're doing a-okay. Okay, floury mess almost cleaned. It just gets everywhere. We are cleaned. Oh, from John Stein stream. Nice. I like how you know all the peeps. Oh, okay. Get rid of my big flour bag. I'm grabbing things for packing up the cake for my bro. If you were wondering. Okay, this cake is like just cool enough. See, that's why we always bake first. Look at that. So we should be able to just lift this out of the pan and put it on a cutting board. It looks proper from the one that I'm used to eating. I'm gonna turn this just because I have more paper on this side. That's it. That's all you do. There's like a little bit of stuff to wash in there. Not too much though. Okay, and then now I'll lift it up, maybe. It might be too soft. No, it's honestly not stuck at all. Sometimes when you bake a cake, the bottom layer tries to stick a little bit to the parchment, even if you sprayed it. But this one, it's like clean and dry, so we're good to go. let me just grab my serrated knife. We'll cut some big chunks. I know the recipe I linked for this, they do a chocolate buttercream, but this is not how we usually eat it. So we are gonna do, I think we're gonna do like rectangular cake pieces. We'll go right down the center. And then again, sometimes your like eyes try to play tricks on you when you're cutting cakes. And then I'll cut it into thirds, I think, from there. It doesn't look like as fudgy as the one I'm used to. Let me see. Maybe not quite as fudgy. Or the other thing is we typically bake it in a bundt pan. It might bake a little bit different in a rectangle versus the bundt shape, right? But I think it's still gonna be amazing regardless. Those were pretty even pieces. What the heck? Nike. Yeah, me too, Jiggles, right? I mean, the cakes up at camp too, a lot of them come in this like kind of cardboard bottom, and then they have all the cutting lines on the cardboard for you to follow, which is really easy. Okay, we're gonna like shove, I think, 4 pieces in this container. That's also why I cut it this shape, so we could like maximize the cake for bro. I think we can fit 4. This skinny one. Even if I have to stand it up, that's okay too. Smoosh it in. It's a little bit warm, so I'm not gonna like fully cover it, let's say, just kind of on an angle. Look at this. It makes you want to like pour out the juice and like reduce it or thicken it with cornstarch or something. But these are strawberries that are macerated with vanilla, maple syrup, and raspberry liqueur. And then we just need our whipping cream. So I want to ask, because we have more people in the stream now than earlier. So typically we buy like a 1 liter carton of whipping cream, right? 1 liter of milk, etc. Well, today when I went to go buy the 1 liter of whipping cream, I was like, yo, the carton kind of looks like different and smaller when I went to grab it. It's 946 mils now. Where'd the other 54 go? So I want you guys to watch for that too, where you are. Because I don't know if it's just a Canadian thing, if it's just this brand, because I think last week when we bought the Natrel, it was still a full liter. Yeah, do you want any stuff? Okay. So yeah, smaller amount for literally the same price or more, right? Insanity. Just having a peek down here. Things are working. That's all I needed to know, that things were working. In the US, most ice cream doesn't even come in half-gallon anymore. It's so crazy, you guys. But like, how, as a consumer, can we like stand up for ourselves and say, you know what? No, like, stop doing this. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna give this a shake before we open it. So this is what we do, guys. It's pretty sick. Also delicious, though, at the same time. Quick roll recipe for pulled pork Sammy's. I think if you look in Discord and search up King Arthur Baking, you'll find a really good roll recipe. There's a couple different versions. That's probably good for me. Where did I put the lid to the carton, guys? Did I throw it out by accident? Because I'm not used to this plastic part. I'm just used to like opening the carton. I think I threw out the lid. It's true. Safe. Good thing we didn't put nothing gross in there yet. No raw meats on stream today. What the heck? It looks illegal? We're not done yet. And then you take these and you just like put your straws around with some of the juice. We'll put one right on top. Yeah, we did that. It looks like a strawberry milkshake. That's Brando's birthday cake. It actually plated well. We usually just eat it in a bowl for ease of like eating the cream with the cake. If not though, reamed plate definitely. And then yeah, I'm usually just like take a piece of cake, kind of pop it in the cream, eat it. It's the right cake. I remember this. And that's one thing about it. It has like a little bit of crunch on the outside, but then the middle is like super fudgy and soft and just kind of melts in your mouth. This is the birthday cake that I was raised on. The strawberry just cuts through the richness. Okay, Mary, let me look real quick for you. Mish, are you a chocolate, cream, and strawberry lover? Is that why? I was worried that the cake wouldn't taste like how I remember, but it does. You love anything chocolate? That's 15 minutes already. Okay, I found this link, Mary, from Cookie. He said it worked really good.
Hi, everybody.
Samo says hi. Okay, let us check the oven. Have a peek. It looks crazy, but I'm loving it. I think it was a good idea to turn the heat up. But the pastry's like bubbling like lava. Like this. So we'll see how it turns out. But it looks insane. So we could have even done like more steam vents, I guess. I would say maybe not even 10 more minutes. I'm gonna do 7 minutes for that. And we'll check it again. Sambo's here. Okay, we're gonna have a couple more bites of cake, but then I'm gonna put the rest away for later so we don't wreck our appetite. Yeah, Samo has to get water from a different spot now on the ice road. He has to take an auger, go through the ice. I think he said it's 5 feet thick right now. Okay. So while we wait, pack the rest of the condiments up for Rando's cake. I think I might give him 2 more pieces even, because I don't need to eat that much cake. And he does. This liquid from the strawberries is also really good to use in a cocktail. You could also use it in a mocktail if you didn't use liqueur, right? I'm gonna give Rando most of the berries, because I have more. I could always make more. I love how Sam comes in asking about the shrinkflation too. Where did it go? Yeah, where did the other 54 milliliters go? I guess most people just don't notice. Is that the case? Most people don't notice like we do? And then we might as well pack up the rest of this. If I smoosh it, will it take the top off? It might. So, will we save space by doing it like this? Can we fit one more? Haha. Bonus cake for Rando. You could get 38% cream? We only get 33% niche. Keep a little vent on that cake. I keep forgetting that it's still a bit warm. 38% is the standard. And our standard is 5% less than that. Excuse me. I already got garlic burps. It's smelling nuts in that oven. We used to get 36, Sambo. That's when it ends, Greek. When we only have 15 mils left and we're still paying the same price. No. I have one piece of cake that won't fit. Are you serious? Where are we gonna put this? They even add filler to the inside of packaging, hey? That was one that I have not heard of yet. That one's just gonna get wrapped on its own, I guess. But if you were wondering what, like, the crumb of the cake looks like, whoa! Sometimes it's, like, too good looking and the camera gets overwhelmed. But that's what it looks like. It's like the fudgy, like, sheen, right? Samo got creamed. Yeah, we have to eat that piece of cake. I already got one piece. I'll just give it a little wrapperoo. Okay, and then hopefully pot pie time. That's how much it did not stick to the paper though, so that's awesome. Alright, what I think I'm gonna do is put the pot pie up to the top rack of the oven. Yeah. The pastry is cooking. It's just not really browning. So I'm gonna let it go 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna switch to the broiler so that we can get a little bit of golden brown color on that. This oven really, like, seems to struggle with baked goods. Like, it bakes them nice, but as far as, like, the proper browning on it, I'm always having to use the broiler, which is so weird. Blood Oak in the Netherlands, you're noticing chicken and cheese is shrinkflating. $5 for 450 grams of aged Dutch cheese. Now it's $7 for 350 grams. Wow. It adds up, right? It adds up so quick. So silly. Like I said, how are we gonna... I don't think it'll ever just stop. Unless we just don't buy stuff, but they know that that's impossible, right? Serving the pot pie. That's probably good. Something with a rim for sure to keep all the yummy gravy in. And then... Okay, like actual scooping and serving this version of a pot pie though might be a little bit difficult out of the cast iron. Sambo. Our inside joke that we'll never forget. It's like 10 years old probably, this inside joke, chat. We once upon a time had a sous chef that was like freaking out during lunch service because he was late. He got in late, and then we were serving pot pie for the special, and he's just like, how do you plate a pot pie? And it was the way that we had it like deconstructed, so we just had the filling with like the puff pastry sheet to go on top of the bowl. How do you plate a pot pie? I don't know, you scoop the thing in, you put the crust on, and you send it out. I was laughing this morning to Reno because I bought the flour at Superstore because Save-On doesn't have that one. And they're like asking you to donate money, like $5 to buy food for people in need. It's like, how about you guys donate that? You do that. Oven off, broiler on. I was looking for my broiler fan so we don't set off the smoke detector. It's in the living room. The amount of garlic smells in here, I don't even know what to say. You wouldn't know that I'm making pot pie. It just smells like we're roasting garlic. Which is hilarious. Can we fit it? No vamps in Edmonton tonight. You got it, Cookie. Okay. Now I'm babysitting over here, guys. Just heard a weird sound, but it's okay. Oh, what did we pay for that Havarti? Holy shit, it's hot in here. One sec. I gotta open the window. That Havarti mish was $40 a kilo. And the regular, like, North American Havarti was $20 a kilo. This might be the most insane thing I've ever made in this pan. Also terrifying. How much do you pay for your Danish Havarti? Smoke detector crisis averted. Winning. Yeah, it's definitely not the farmer's jiggles. You are right in saying that. Guys. That's what it is. That's what we ended up with. The way that it browned up and like baked is interesting. I guess the splatters coming out of the vent hole made it like kind of speckled looking. You can see the bubbles a little bit on this side here, hey Cookie. You pay $35 per kilo Canadian for your Havarti, so maybe we're not paying that much more than, hey? Kimmers, you made it in? Okay, let me get my phone so we can take the photo. I love it, Torino. Okay, so you can get it cheaper, but you don't like the cheap ones. Is the brand that we bought the same one that you buy? Guess we'll need a photo of when it's cut too, hey? I'm just gonna turn up some light. Oh, that's cool, Mish. You actually get that same brand even. Maybe we did need that up, hey? Okay, so we know that this is gonna be like molten hot, right? To go to serve it. Just feeling the crust. It's not super hard, so that'll be nice to cut through. I'm just gonna use my paring knife. You don't get that huge package there? Well, that was just like a big block of cheese, and then they just slice it for you at the deli, right? Otherwise, in the store, it's just like maybe the half kilo blocks. Yeah, that was the Italian market, where like the whole half backside of the store is just meat and cheese and olive case. Look at that flaky crust, you guys. My gosh. Bob, you're asking for it. You thought we bought the whole block? Are you insane? A little bit, we know this. I'm gonna go like this half, if it's even possible. Run your knife around the edge. Me. Bob's wife is a legend, then. We know this. Okay, I thought we would be the best for serving with this, like, spoon. Because we want all the gravy, right? It's just gonna be a little bit difficult with the crust. So set yourself up for success. Bob didn't even know. Okay, which one? Either one looks good, right? If it ends up messy, don't care. The most important part is having edible food. I wasn't planning on this looking like a Michelin star meal at the end. That really cooked down though, holy shit. From like the layer of like meat and veggies that we had at first. Do I want the other side? I just like want more filling, kind of. Guess that scoop was good enough. You would get the ketchup Torino. I want one more photo now that it's cut. Camera says yes, please, and thank you. And what? We got a dust pirate? Rolling in with a 56 month in a row. Thanks, Dust. Hope you're having a good day. I would say, I think it turned out, Torino. I think it turned out. Okay, it looks kind of messy, but like the most part of the crust actually stayed together. It just flipped over a bit. So we got everything there. Is this gonna burn my face? Yes. Is it also worth it? Yes. Okay, let's see. Just a small bite to start. Oh, I hate when that happens. It's pretty sad. Everything just falls off of your fork when you're blowing on it to cool it off. It tastes like Grandma made it. It's like so buttery, you guys. Holy. The veggies in there and the gravy that we made. Like, to me, this tastes how it should if you bought it from the store. Like, it almost tastes factory made, which is hilarious. 9 pounds of Havarti for $90? Bob. The turkey's not dry. The sweetness from the veggies is really good too. And they're not overly mushy. The beans are probably the softest, but both the carrot and the corn, they still have texture, which I like. And I think like only having the pastry on the top, it's nice that I did it a bit thicker. I'm like not missing it being on the bottom. This size of serving that I put in the bowl, like this is good for me for one meal, and then I'll probably come back in like a couple hours and have another piece. But it is quite filling. Pot pie. The sibling fights in chat are our favorite. Grandpa Bob. Here we go. It wasn't me, I swear. I'm innocent. Okay, I'm looking on Twitch who we're gonna raid, guys. Does anyone have suggestions? I'm still looking. I don't see anything yet. The Gruesome Tom? Okay. What are they doing? Holy. The pot pie? The pan made the trivet so hot underneath, I can't even move it. You're very welcome, Kimmers. Thank you for requesting this one for me. It just kind of timed out perfectly with all the ingredients I had in the house. Move that big beast. He's cooking something, but he's old, so it's probably boomer food. I mean, you said that to your own self. Okay, the gruesome Tom. Copy. Shoot, you can't paste in Discord, it's okay. Did I spell this right? Yes, I did. Success. Is the recipe listed somewhere? Yes. We have a Discord channel, as well as every stream I have a recipe and menu command that you can use for the daily menu and recipe of the day. I hope that helps, and feel free to join our Discord as well. Annie's from Norway. Sweet! We love our Norwegians and Scandinavians, it's true. Okay, guys, we will be back tomorrow cooking again. We are making a yummy ham and scalloped potato and corn dish. As well, we are preparing pork belly chashu for our ramen on Sunday, or Greek. Other than that, thank you very much for all the resubs today. There were some very long ones. Like, wow. There was nothing even under 40 months. You guys are nuts. So thank you very much for that. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. You guys know where to find me if you need anything at all and I'm not here. You're in a 5K run tomorrow, but you'll try to tune in. Have fun. Okay, let's go see Tom. I get to meet somebody new. Bye. Love y'all and see you tomorrow. Peace.